this is how drug lord or drug queen Blanco was really killed. Sheesh, girl. You got a lot going on, baby.
Medellin cartel drug lord Griselda Blanco shaped her legacy with the vicious approach she exerted over the cocaine trade in the 1970s and 1980s. Although she was too cunning to pull the trigger on enemies herself, Blanco had no qualms about ordering the death of anyone who stood in the way of her wealth and power. The Miami Herald noted that in the end, she met the same fate as many she had called for herself.
Live by a gun,
by a
die
hired
by a
assassin
gun.
at the behest of a rival. Colombian media claimed that 2 motorcycle-riding hitmen located Blanco while she was leaving a butcher shop in the Medellin neighborhood of Belén with her pregnant daughter-in-law. Although her relative was unharmed, CNN reported that one of the hitmen shot Blanco twice in the head at close range.
She thought
the
she was
infamous
safe.
Black Widow was allegedly dead by the time law enforcement arrived at the scene. The assassination utilized a technique, the motorcycle drive-by hit, that Blanco is said to have invented. Throughout her life, the 5-foot-tall Cartagena-born mother of 4 enjoyed a brutal reputation that belied her seeming frailty. While it can be difficult to muster much sympathy for a figure as callous as Blanco, it's depressingly easy to see that she was very much a product of the culture that shaped her, and a childhood like something out of Charles Dickens, if the world Dickens created had somehow been much worse. According to The Sun, Blanco was born to an alcoholic, abusive mother. Coming of age during the country's horrific civil war, Blanco earned money by digging graves. Her crimes really escalated at age 11, when she allegedly participated in kidnapping a young boy for ransom. When the child's family couldn't pay, it was Blanco who pulled the trigger.
At age 11, ma'am? Nah, she ain't nobody to look up to. That bitch was ruthless. Ho, you know who you at. And we not gonna say nothing, but hey. At age 10 or 11, she was killing people and kidnapping kids. Kid herself or not, you know wrong from right. Like, that's sick.
The streets of Cartagena could no longer contain Blanco, so she left for Medellin. The cunning and resourcefulness she developed during her early, desperate years probably helped her become one of the world's wealthiest women. As her son, Michael Corleone Blanco, told The Mirror, "My mother was no saint. She had to survive to do her thing."
Oh, she had to survive.
Blanco's ingenuity meant she was often an unlikely innovator in a field dominated by men. According to Don Diva magazine, Blanco was raking in $8 million monthly at the height of her power, partially thanks to her...
Yeah, your mommy did what she had to do. Your mom or not, you know when your mom is evil and when she not, period. I don't care if she in the streets or not, hard ass or not, your mama evil, and there is no taking up for evil.
Cunning and resourcefulness she developed during her early, desperate years probably helped her become an unlikely innovator in a field dominated by men. According to Don Diva magazine, Blanco was raking in $8 million monthly at the height of her power, partially thanks to her inventiveness. Reportedly, she developed her own line of lingerie with hidden compartments that made it easier for women to transport drugs. La Madrina, as she was called, even owned her own lingerie shop. Once Blanco moved to the United States, she quickly established her own network for dealing cocaine. She sold to celebrities, famous athletes, and other people of prominence. She also had the good fortune or foresight to move to Miami at the precise moment when the city's cocaine boom was beginning. Known as the godmother of cocaine, Blanco was a fixture of the so-called cocaine cowboys era that saw the drug proliferate in Miami, with its proceeds funding the city's real estate boom in the 1970s and 80s. According to The Guardian, she was widowed 3 times and believed to be responsible for anywhere from 40 to 200 deaths.
That's not
the fact that the homicide rate dropped dramatically after she was arrested.
Blanco's unwavering ruthlessness was well known. She was a suspect in the killing of one of her former associates' 2-year-old son. While his father was the target, Blanco was allegedly happy with the child's death.
Happy for a child?
And she determined that Jesus Castro, the father, was going to be killed.
For as much misery as Blanco heaped onto other families, hers also suffered from her prominence. According to The Mirror, 3 of her 4 sons were murdered. Her only living son, Michael, survived 7 assassination attempts. In 2004, following an imprisonment in the States, Blanco was released and deported back to Colombia.
And this is the life you wanted to
Blanco's pregnant
live?
daughter-in-law, at the time she was killed, she was trying to leave her past life behind and succeed in the field of real estate. But Bruce Bagley, author and head of the University of Miami's Department of International Studies...
I'm not saying a change. A change is good as long as you change it for the better. But I do believe in if you're in too deep, you're in too deep, and you did so much karma, karma's coming back on you. You cannot be surprised when karma comes either. Like, her last moments, I'm sure she was scared, but she couldn't be that surprised. There's no way.
Blanco's pregnant daughter-in-law, at the time she was killed, she was trying to leave her past life behind and succeed in the field of real estate. But Bruce Bagley, author and head of the University of Miami's Department of International Studies, believes that this perception of the heartless killer is dangerous. He told The Guardian, "The danger is she will be remembered not for her cold-heartedness and brutality, but for being a woman entrepreneur in an emerging field dominated by men." Check out one of our newest videos right here.
She did all this. Killed all these people, all these drugs, moving all these drugs. She didn't die in prison. She died with 2 bullets in her head. Damn. And she was part of all the drugs up in Miami. She had parts in it, all in it. But she didn't mind killing 2-year-old babies. How evil-hearted can you be? And literally after killing someone at 11, kidnapping that child and killing that child, that would be 2 kids she killed that we know of. Like, she probably killed hella more kids. That's weird. I'm not praising that. Like, she was a lost soul. And I get it, growing up in an aggressive, meanful household, that will do it to you. But I'm not out here trying to kill people. I don't want to hurt people. I want to change for the better. Because fighting anger and aggression and calling people names is not where it's at. Being violent, going to jail, is not where it's at. All your kids dead, but literally one, it's not where it's at. $1 million a month or not. I don't want that money. I'm sorry, but I don't want that money that bad. Nope. No, and I'm the reason for it? No. Yeah, this was crazy. This was wild. This was crazy. Y'all put y'all, this was wild. This is crazy. But you should know who out in this world. You should know who's evil and who doesn't have a heart. Sheesh.